Good morning. Today, what I am planning on doing is I am going to do some of your homework problems using the 3 different methods we talked about yesterday in class. And then you have some more problems similar to these to work on tonight and this morning for homework. I am going to start with number 10, and I am going to utilize the diamond method for number 10 because that's one I did last in class. So I start by drawing an X. In the top of my X is multiplication. So there I want to multiply 5 times 24, and 5 times 24 is 120. In the bottom I am looking for what they add. So in this problem they're going to add to be 34. So I am looking for two numbers that multiply to be 120 but add to be 34. Now, first of all, what I did do is I checked this real quickly to see if there's a GCF. There is not. So numbers that multiply to be 120 but add to be 34 are 4 and 30. Now I take both of those and divide by A. Now 4 over 5 cannot be simplified. So in my factor, the 5 goes with the X. So it's 5x plus 4. 30 over 5 can be simplified to 6 over 1. So that becomes the factor 1x plus 6. With all factoring, you should be able to remultiply and get out what you started. So 5x times 1x is 5x squared. 5x times 6 is 30x. 4 times 1x is 4x. And 4 times 6 is 24. This is just a check. The answer then is 5x plus 4 times 1x plus 6, or just x plus 6. Now if we take a look at number 14, which again the answer is not here, I'm going to do that one by utilizing the arcing method. So I'm going to rewrite 14 down here lower. So it's 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply negative 9 times 2, which gives me negative 18. Now I need numbers that multiply to be negative 18, that add to be negative 3. So that would be negative 6 plus 3. So when I have a negative that I'm factoring by grouping, I always write the negative first. So it's 2x squared minus 6x plus 3x minus 9. And I write the negative first so that when I do my grouping for factoring by grouping, I don't have to worry about it. Now the GCF of 2x squared minus 6x is 2x, and that's x minus 3, plus the GCF of 3x minus 9 is 3, so that's x minus 3. My parentheses match, so I have 2x plus 3 times x minus 3. And that is my answer to 14. If I scroll back up here, 16 is prime. And the reason why 16 is prime is there are no factors of 6 taken 2 into account that will multiply to be that 6 that add to be 3. So it's prime. Prime means that it cannot be factored. So if we take a look at 21, the first thing they did is they factored out the GCF of 3, which gave them 3 parentheses 4x squared plus 13x plus 15. Now when you're doing this one using guess and check, it's a little bit harder because 4x squared could be 4x and x or 2x and 2x. I take into account that I know that I need to get to 13, and if I break 15 up into 1 and 15, that's not going to add to be 13. So I know that I need to break 15 up into 5 and 3, because otherwise, but 5 plus 3 only gives me 8. So I have kind of an idea that I need to multiply the 5 by 4 so that I can get to 13, and that's not supposed to be 13. I apologize. 69 divided by 3 is not 13. 39 divided by 3 is 13. This needs to be 23x. There we go. So again, if I take into account 15 and 1, maybe with 4. So I don't want to do 4 times 15 because that's 60. 15 plus 4, that's 19. Almost, but what if I did 2 and 2? 2 times 15 is 30. That's too big. So let's try to keep the 4 as it is and do 4x times x. And then I want to break the 15 into 5 and 3. So if I put the 5 across from the 4, that gives me 20. And this gives me 3x. And I check by multiplying these really quickly. And those do add to be 3x. So that's my thought process. The rest of the answers. So if we take a look at 24, when I am solving 24, it's already equal to 0. That's the key. I need to factor 4x squared plus 17x plus 15. Well, there is no GCF. So if I use the arcing method, I'm going to do 15 times 4, which gives me 60. So now I need numbers that multiply to be 60, that add to be 17. So that would be 12 and 5. So I get 4x squared plus 5x plus 12x plus 15 equals 0. I group the first two, and my GCF there is x. So that's 4x plus 5. My GCF here is 3. So that's 4x plus 5. These are the same. So I have x plus 3 times 4x plus 5. Again, I'm solving now. So I take each factor and set it equal to 0. So x plus 3 equals 0. 4x plus 5 equals 0. I subtract 3, and I get x equals negative 3. I subtract 5, and I get 4x equals negative 5. I need to finish solving for x, divide by 4, x equals negative 5/4. Please keep in mind with all of this, you can pause this video whenever you want. So here are the last two answers. I want to do both of these, because what makes these hard is the fact that the a is negative. So whenever the a is negative, the first thing I always do is I factor out that negative 1. So I have negative 1, 6x squared plus 23x plus 20. I now need to factor this. So if I use the arcing method, I'm going to do 20 times 6. That's 120. Numbers that multiply to be 120, that add to be 23 are, add to be 23. So that's not 30 and 4, add 20 and 6. They are 15 and 8. So it's negative 1, 6x squared plus 15x plus 8x plus 20. I need to keep carrying this negative 1 because that is a factor. So it's negative 1. Do my grouping thing. If you want, you can make this a bracket so it doesn't confuse you. GCF between 6x squared and 15x is 3x. So that's 2x plus 5, plus GCF here is 4, so that's 2x plus 5. My 2x plus 5s are the same, so it's negative 1, 3x plus 4, times 2x plus 5. So what I want you to do for the rest of the class is work on these, which is more factoring. If you have questions on it, you can certainly see me tomorrow. Have a great day.